All right, here we go. So 3 reasons you haven't lost the weight yet and why you keep gaining it back. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So during this webinar, I'm going to give you some really kind of unconventional and I think surprising insights as to why you may not be getting the results that you want. So if you can, please turn off your TV, Facebook, Instagram notifications, your ringtone. Just get as undistracted as possible because we're going to dive right in. So within the next hour or so, I'm going to try to go through this as fast as I can. And if you have questions, there's a chat box, so you can pop your questions in there, and I left time at the end to answer all those questions, so you can just pop into the chat box and I'll be able to pull it up and see everything, okay? So let's dive in. So I'm going to teach you this stuff. So the one thing that can quickly propel you towards your goals, what it really takes to get a total transformation, meaning body, mind, all of it, that has nothing to do with nutrition or exercise. And this is why I say it's a little unconventional. And the untapped resource that you might not have considered using yet, but if you do, it can change your entire life. So buckle up, let's get ready. You can take out a notepad or whatever it is that you want to write down on to take some notes. But first I'm going to tell you about myself because there are some people on this webinar who may not know me, who I don't know well, so I'm just going to give you a little blip about who I am. So my name is Lauren Bradley. I'm the owner of Fueled Physique. These are just some fun facts about me. Fueled Physique is an online fat loss and healthy lifestyle company where I help women break free from dieting and body obsession and teach them how to live a life they love in a body they love. And I do that using really simple strategies that have been proven extremely effective over my last 10 years in the industry. So you're gonna get kind of a flavor for my coaching style or my coaching beliefs in this webinar. And then on Thursday, we're really gonna get more into the nutrition piece, the exercise piece, and exactly what that needs to look like to get you the weight loss results that you're wanting, that I'm assuming that you're wanting because you're here. So I have a bachelor's degree in nutrition from Keene State College, got that years ago. I'm also a certified holistic health coach through Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I'm a group exercise instructor. I was a personal trainer for 10 years. I actually just recently left my job at the gym to take Fueled Physique on full time, and it has been amazing. It's so great working for yourself, especially when it's something like this that's so fun and I get to work with amazing women every day. The reason I started Fueled Physique was because years ago, I was a hardcore dieter. Like you name it, I tried it. Diet patches, diet pills, South Beach diet, Weight Watchers. I've tried everything and it led to nowhere good for me. So I started binge eating pretty heavily, which turned into a kind of semi-purging habit. I would also over-exercise to try to burn off those calories. And there's something going on up there. There's a lot of banging going on, so if you hear that, I apologize. But what happened was I ended up gaining 20 pounds, hated my body. I thought there was something really wrong with me, and I didn't know how to fix it. And in December of 2013, I remember sitting on my couch in my apartment, post-binge, thinking like, is this as good as it's gonna get? Is this what the rest of my life is gonna look like? I was about to turn 30, and I knew I couldn't keep doing this. So what did I do? I went to Google, and I typed in how to stop dieting. And from there, I found a 10-week mindset course, which I had no idea what mindset was. I had never heard that term before, but everything that I read in the description of the program, I was like, this is exactly what I need. So I jumped into that, and after the 10 weeks were over, I was like, well, I don't really feel much different. But I think what was happening was I was making these small changes over time, and with dieting, we're so used to like lose 10 pounds in the first week, and I'm like, you know, I wanted to lose the 20 pounds, but more than that, I wanted to get my mind right around food. So while I didn't notice physical difference at first, I remember a couple months after the program was over, waking up and being like, I don't remember the last time I binged. I don't remember the last time I purged. I don't remember the last time I thought I have to go for a 7-mile run to burn this food off, kind of thing. And so I took my experience and I teach it to my clients, because what I found is that I was not the only one suffering from binge eating. A lot of us do it. It's a very secretive thing. It feels very shameful. It's not something that like we put out there and talk about. So my goal is to kind of normalize that conversation and help people get to the other side of that, because it is totally, totally possible. So enough about me. I have a couple questions for you. So I want you to answer these 2 questions and then keep them in mind as we go throughout the webinar. So you can either pop this in the chat box or keep it to yourself. But what is your #1 struggle when it comes to losing weight? What is the thing that you're like, if I could only fix this, I would be happy? And then tell me how long you've been struggling with that struggle for. So go ahead and take a minute to do that. I'm going to open up the chat box, see if there's anything going on in there. So what is your #1 struggle when it comes to weight loss? And how long have you been struggling with it for? If you don't want to share, that's totally fine. All right, so here we go. We're going to dive right in. The first reason you probably haven't been able to lose the weight and or you keep gaining it back after you do lose it is because you haven't stopped dieting yet. You need to stop dieting. And I know it sounds counterintuitive, but dieting actually produces the exact opposite effect that we want it to. We diet because we want to lose weight. But what we're actually finding is that dieting can actually cause weight gain. Dieting is notorious for turning us into all or nothing people. We're either 100% tracking our points or calories or sticking to a quote unquote approved food list, or we're completely off. And when we're off, it is usually a bad situation. Because we're so restricted during the diet, we eat all the food, whether we're hungry or not. We give into what I call the screw it mentality, and we really just kind of give up until we decide to try again a few weeks later, rinse and repeat. And if you resonate with any of this stuff, you can raise your hand too, because I know this was my story for a really long time. Second one, diets are equated with torture, suffering, and stress. I have had clients refer to the cookies they buy for their kids as quote unquote torturing them, just sitting in the cabinet before they start working with me, because it's something I can't have those. My kids can have them, but I can't, and it is torture to know that they're in the cabinet and I can't have them. That's the mindset that people have. Or they feel bad for themselves because they think they can't eat like their husband does or like their friends do. And they get stressed when their friends want to go out to eat, because what if there's nothing on the menu they're allowed to have? How many times have you thought that? Like, you're doing this diet, what if there's something I can't have? Or what if the healthiest option makes me go over my points or my calories for the day? It's stressful, right? And when we approach anything from this negative, stressful, suffering, like martyr mindset, nothing good can come of it. The third reason why we need to stop dieting is dieting teaches us to ignore our natural body cues. We start eating according to a point system or a calorie bracket. And what usually happens is we either eat past the point of fullness because we think, well, I still have 8 points left for the day, so what can I have that's 8 points? I'm going to eat them up, whether we're hungry or not. Or we don't eat when our stomach is growling because we don't have any calories left for the day. So we're sitting there actually physically hungry, but we're telling ourselves no because I can't go over my calories. And what we forget is that our body has an unbelievable ability to regulate our weight and regulate our hunger and fullness. But dieting warps us into forgetting that. We start trusting a random program, a random calorie bracket, Tupperware containers versus our own body. And a lot of times people will say to me, well, my body's always working against me. But we need to flip that around. By dieting, we are actually working against our body. We're trying to fit a round peg in a square hole by trying to force our body into submission. And then lastly, dieting heightens our risk for emotional eating, for binge eating. I mean, raise your hand if this has happened to you. It comes from dieting. Every diet has an element, every popular diet out there, I should say, has an element of restriction to it. And the nice thing about diets at the beginning is they provide structure, right? They put everything into black and white. Do this, don't do this. Eat this, don't eat this. Which for a short period of time is awesome, but then it starts feeling like torture and suffering and stress, and there's no flexibility, and we don't allow ourselves that flexibility, so then we go off the rails. And this is why weekends seem so hard to stay on track, and this is why vacations are so stressful, because we're like, how am I supposed to stay on this plan when I'm away or when I have unstructured time if I can't even stick to it on a Tuesday? So if we stop dieting, what the heck are we supposed to do? The whole thing here is losing weight. So how are we supposed to lose weight if we're not dieting? Number one, we need to unlearn everything we think we know about weight loss. So from how many calories you think you should be eating, to foods you think you should or shouldn't be eating, to what foods are good or bad, we need to unlearn all of that and really start from scratch. Like hit the reset button and get some new info. Number two, start tuning into your body cues. Our body is literally talking to us 24/7. If we just slow down, we'll be able to hear what our body needs because it's always telling us what it needs. It's important to know what hunger, satisfaction, and fullness feel like, what foods make us feel energized versus kind of like lethargic and foggy. We need to know when and why we hit that afternoon wall, if that happens to you. When and why we start craving certain foods. Our body will tell us everything we need to know if we just listen. And then number three, and this is probably the most scary one for people, is commit to at least 6 months of no Weight Watchers, no 21-day fix, no Whole30, no dieting. We need to let our body do its thing and find its set point. Again, going back to our hunger and fullness cues and all of that, our body is really, really good at this. And it's crucial that you start recognizing that whether you're on a diet or not, so let's say you're not even on Weight Watchers anymore, but it's something that you had done in the past and you're struggling to lose weight, that dieting mindset is still in there. So you just need to be aware of the dieting mindset, aware of the thoughts, and the script that's playing in your head, because it's holding you back big time from reaching your goals. And here's the thing, I know it can be hard to believe. Like if I just stop dieting and start working on being mindful in my mindset, all will be solved. And trust me when I tell you that so many of my clients felt the exact same way. Like, I don't have the structure, I don't have the meal plan, I don't have the step-by-step guide. How is this ever gonna work? And this is a quote from my client Jess that she was talking to me about the other day. And in terms of being mindful, she said, I sort of didn't believe it would really work to just be mindful. And then she goes on to say, honestly, I don't think I felt better in my body or physically in a very long time. Because the mindfulness stuff worked. And this is a girl who loves her IPAs, who loves good wine, who loves margaritas, she loves good food, all of that stuff. And she was able to work with me for 4 months and lose 15 pounds while still doing all that stuff simply because she stayed mindful, simply because she agreed to no more dieting, which is pretty cool. So that brings us to number 2, perfect segue. So weight loss is an inside job. I say this all the time, but we can't just change the external stuff, like the food we buy and how we exercise, and expect the results to last, especially if we've been dieting for years or decades. It is just not that cut and dry. Dieting warps our mind like crazy, and I know that this slide has a lot of stuff on it, but that's by design because I really want you to see what dieting and body obsession and food obsession does to our mindset. And so I'm going to read these line by line, which I know is a big no-no for presentations, but I'm going to do it to prove the point. And I want you to, in the chat box or, you know, to yourself, just raise your hand if any of these resonate with you. So we start looking at food as good and bad. We turn into all or nothing people. So I'm either 100% on plan or I am totally off plan. And then we feel guilty when we eat off plan. We tell ourselves, I can't have cheese. Sugar's poison. Wine is gonna make me fat. I can't have grains. I can't have this. Can't have that. We start comparing our diet and our bodies to other people who have done the program that we're choosing to do and have had success. So we think, well, this girl, like who I'm buying my shakes from, lost 20 pounds. How come I can't lose 20 pounds? And we fall into that comparison trap. We wonder what we're doing wrong if we don't see the results we want. And then we give up and we binge because why even bother? We stress out over going on vacations and going out to dinner because what if we eat something we're not supposed to? Again, quote unquote, supposed to. We stress about the cookies and muffins and the candy jar at work. We get jealous when other people can eat what they want because we can't. We compare what we're eating to what others are eating and maybe get a little bit judgy. And we wonder why we have to struggle when it comes so easily to other people. I mean, who can relate to this stuff? I mean, this is me like 5 years ago to a T. So how do we fix it? Number one, slowly start implementing my Treat Yourself method and my Stack method, which will teach you exactly how to flip that good versus bad, all or nothing mentality. And they also teach you how to eat your favorite foods without negatively affecting your results. So these are two methods that I teach my clients to use that really, really help them stay mindful about their snacking especially, and stay mindful about, like, if they're going out to eat, how to choose the best meal and things like that. So implementing strategies that will help slow us down and get more mindful. Number two, start listening to your intuitive awareness. Intuitive awareness is that voice in your head that says, stop now or you're gonna be stuffed, or just get up and get to the gym, go to your class, you know you'll feel better. We all have that voice in our heads. You wouldn't be on this webinar with me here if you didn't, because this is the voice that told you to come on this webinar. But through dieting, we've lost the ability to hear it. It's really, really quiet, or we've learned to ignore it completely because it's not black and white. This is the voice. This is our guide. This is our intuition. And we need to start tapping back into that. Number three, this is a huge one. Remember that you are in control and you get to choose what, when, and how much you eat. Nobody's forcing you to eat those cookies in the break room at work. Nobody's forcing you to eat all the pizza at that party. We get to choose what, when, and how much. And where I get some pushback on this again is, well, if I'm going to a party, I'm not in charge of what they serve. And that's when we have to allow ourselves the flexibility to just do the best we can, and then just pick right back up the next day or the next meal or the next snack. But in terms of that situation, we can always control how much. We don't have to stuff ourselves silly. And then number four, another huge one, start appreciating your body for all it does. I mean, for the love of God. If you've had kids, you have to appreciate what your body did. It grew a freaking human being. It's like mind-blowing to me that, and I don't want this to sound like it's coming from a judgmental place, but I don't understand how women can hate their bodies after having babies. Like, look at what your body did. It's like magic. It's like a miracle. And aside from that, if we've been hardcore dieting, your body's still here with you. Talk about torture. We starve our bodies. I used to throw up and then shove my face with food, and my body's still here for me. And now that I've tapped into my intuitive awareness, now that I'm more mindful, now that I'm more in control, it responds like that, quickly, easily. When I'm like, all right, we need to get rid of this bloat, or I want to build some muscle, it goes to work for me. So let's look at dieting mindset versus intuitive awareness, just so you can see a side by side and maybe see where you measure up in these two categories. So dieting mindset, good versus bad. guilt and regret when we eat something that we don't think we quote unquote should. All or nothing mentality. We are either 100% on track or 100% off track. Stress, frustration, overwhelm, binge eating, emotional eating, always questioning ourselves. What should I do next? Am I doing something wrong? Should I be doing something different? Thinking that another diet is the answer. And that was me every single time. I always thought, okay, I tried this diet, I ended up binging, so I just need to try another diet. Over and over and over again. And feeling like we need to start over every week. Every Monday. Monday's the magic day, right? Every Monday I gotta start over. I went crazy this weekend. Monday's the day, wipe the slate clean, only to do it again the next week. When we enter intuitive awareness, all food becomes neutral. And people will always say to me, well, clearly eating broccoli is healthier than eating a cookie. But in certain cases, I beg to differ. Because to me, a healthy, balanced diet is good for the body and it's good for the soul. Sometimes my soul needs cookies. It doesn't need a whole box. It needs one or two. But I don't see that as good or bad, as better or worse than if I ate a stalk of broccoli. And that's where I want to get you guys to as well. Intuitive awareness means no guilt because we realize that everything is a choice. If we make a mindful choice to eat the pizza, we don't have that guilt about it because it's like, okay, I decided to do it. It's fine. I didn't go overboard. I just had a couple pieces of pizza. We know how to balance the cookies and the salads. So it's not all spinach. It's also not all cookies. With intuitive awareness, we live in that gray area, which is really uncomfortable for some people. But I'm telling you, if you want to get past this dieting stuff and this lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, you need to live in the gray area. No more binging because we're able to work through negative feelings. And that's what binge eating and emotional eating is. We're trying to shove down those emotions with food. When we start tapping into our intuition, we can say, I'm feeling stressed today. I'm craving cookies because I'm feeling stressed. What can I do to manage my stress that's more proactive than eating the cookies? And we start having those conversations with us and they just quick. They just get quicker and quicker and quicker. We always know we're on the right path and there's nothing that can't be undone. And so even if we do overeat, we know it's okay because we are right back in the game at our next meal or snack. And we know we never need to diet again to get the results we want. The best part. It's so much less stressful. It's so awesome. All right. So, does it actually work? And this is my lady Diane, who's on with us tonight. This is what she posted in the group of my program that she's doing. She says, I love that I don't feel like I'm starting a diet every Monday morning. I love the results I'm seeing on the scale. I love that my clothes are fitting better. I normally dread pulling out the jeans once fall arrives because they're usually snug. This year, I think they won't be. I love that we don't have to track food, count calories, or write anything down. I love that I'm finally learning to listen to hunger cues. Even when I don't make the best food choices, I'm stopping when I'm full and only eating when I'm hungry. And this is a woman who has an extensive dieting history, and she had just had enough. And she's like, I just want to look good for my upcoming birthday. I just want to feel better. I want to stop starting over on Monday. She trusts the process and she's crushing it. So proud of you, Diane. And I'm so happy that you're on tonight so that I can just praise you and brag about you with you here with me. All right, so we're moving on to number 3. And before we get into this, I just want to put out a little disclaimer. I know that money is an uncomfortable subject for a lot of people. It used to be for me too. And I'm not about to tell you how to spend your money because that is none of my business. I just want to encourage you to think about money in a different way, okay? So I don't know your personal money situation or your story, but I think that most people can stand to do a little bit of work on their money mindset. So we're going to jump right in and just have an open mind here. So let's talk about your money mindset. So in terms of your health, how many free challenges and free programs have you tried out for? How many times have you joined Weight Watchers at work because they run a discounted program? How many times have you jumped into those detoxes because they're like 30% off for however many days? How often do you tell yourself there's no way I can afford that, or I really shouldn't, I need to sign my kids up for sports, or I have to pay for wedding stuff, or insert your reason for I can't afford that here? Do you tell yourself no to certain things, yet your husband or your partner goes on a guy's weekend a couple times a year, no questions asked? Or your boss needs you to stay late even though you need to leave at 5 on the dot to make your yoga class, but you stay anyway. Or your kids want to go to the mall, so you skip out on your mani-pedi appointment to not only drive them, but to then give them the money that you were going to use for your own self-care. It happens all the time. We tell ourselves no before we even explore the option because we put other people first. It's a natural part of being a woman. But it's time to take charge of your health, girlfriend, and start investing in yourself. And by investing in yourself, you are investing in your worthiness. And I'm hoping by the end of this section that you just feel really, really empowered to take charge of your health. Because look, it's not all about losing weight. Losing weight is great, but it's not about the number. It's about what the weight loss can represent. Because losing 15 pounds means nothing if we still feel like crap about ourselves just 15 pounds less. So investing in your health to achieve your best health can lead to a lot of things. My client Jen has been working with me for about 6 months and she just got a promotion at work. She just got a new job. When we take charge of our health, we start showing up differently with more energy and more confidence. And then we actually go for the things that we may not have gone for otherwise. My former client, Katie, just got married and she struggled so hard with dating, but when she started feeling empowered because she took charge of her health, she put herself out there again with more confidence, with more positive energy, and wound up finding the love of her life on Tinder. And their wedding photos are amazing. You can just tell that they are just so in love. It's amazing. When we take charge of our health, that's when your relationships get better. Because instead of getting bogged down by, oh, I need to lose weight, feeling low energy, feeling insecure about our body, our partner, our date, our spouse will look at us and be like, damn, something's different. Why do you look so happy? Why do you look so amazing? And your life changes. And it's not because we're seeking out their approval. But tell me it doesn't feel good when somebody looks at you and they're like, what are you doing differently? It feels amazing. When you commit to getting healthier, your life as a whole changes. It's like a ripple effect. Again, not to do with losing 10, 20, 25 pounds. It's what those pounds represent. It's worthiness. It's confidence. It's feeling good in your skin, and you present yourself as such to the world, and things start to change. So let's look at it like this. And I think that a lot of you guys are going to get this analogy spot on. So you walk into Target, and you see a really cute bag for like $14.99, and you think, oh, this is cute, so you grab it and you use it for the next few weeks. And then after that, you change to another bag, and the Target purse winds up in the back of your closet with the rest of the kind of like the island of misfit toys back there, isn't it? It's like all the other discarded stuff just goes back there. And then a couple months later, you're cleaning out your closet and you find the bag, you forgot about it, and you think, I mean, it's cute, but you know, it's all creased now and it's been in the back of the closet. You know, I got a good season out of it. I'm just gonna toss it, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now, you walk into Nordstrom and you see a beautiful Michael Kors bag for $300. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's freaking beautiful. And you know you'd feel like $1 million carrying that thing around. You might feel like, you know, Michael Kors isn't really my thing. Like, I'm not really a designer handbag type girl, but you go for it and you love it and you use that bag every day even though it's like a black person summer, you don't care because you are so proud to rock it. And when you decide to give the bag a little break, you better believe that bag's not going into the back of your closet. It's going right back in the nice Michael Kors satchel that it came in, and it's going up on the top shelf of your closet. And maybe you even go get it polished once a year to maintain its newness, and you smell the leather and all of that stuff to keep it shining and new. So you treat the Target bag like crap and the expensive one like gold, right? And this is the power of investing. What we invest in, we take care of, we cherish, we hold at a higher value. When we invest in ourselves, we hold ourselves to that higher standard as well. So no more freebie programs. Those programs are great for like, I need a 15-minute workout, I need to grab one off of the internet, off of Pinterest. Great. But stop selling yourself short. The best part is that you get to decide, are you a Michael Kors or are you a Target purse? For my people who don't really get the purses, maybe they don't know what Michael Kors is, are you a glass of Prosecco or are you a Pabst Blue Ribbon? Are you really high-end, delicious, tasty, expensive, worth it? Or are you a PBR $2 draft at like a towny bar in the middle of Boston? Are you getting that kind of analogy? Are you worthy of an investment, or are you going to keep playing small? Will you take extra special care of yourself by investing in yourself in some way? Or will you keep treating yourself as unworthy? I really hope you're starting to see that you and your health are worthy of some kind of investment, and a true investment, not a free program, not a $20 program. So here's a little story of the power of investment. This is a text message I got last week from a former client of mine, Lisa, and she came with me last year to help her stop binge eating, which is something she'd been suffering from for almost 40 years. And in her text, she said, "Good morning. I just wanted to give you an update on how I've been doing since finishing with your coaching. I think we finished in like March of this year. Made it through birthdays, summer, and vacations A-okay. Scale is where I like it and can't remember the last time I binged, and I never think about doing it at all. I'm enjoying food and having fun with it. I'm definitely more comfortable being around food, so thank you very much. Money well spent." And let me tell you, she was skeptical of investing in my program because she had already invested in so many other programs that didn't deliver and didn't produce the results that she needed them to. But now, almost a year to the date that we started working together, she's holding strong. And for those of you who know me, you know when I got this text message, I cried, because I cry all the time, no matter what it is. So when we stop dieting, when we tap into our intuitive awareness, when we invest in ourselves at a higher level, magic happens. Magic like my client Erin experienced. She says, "I'm holding strong with no app." She was a huge food tracker. She had that MyFitnessPal thing down to a science. "And don't even think about it anymore. I'm eating when I'm hungry, making good choices, but not ruling anything out either if the moment is right. I'm feeling very good, very strong, totally able to hold my own in all my classes, and have committed to weights which I've never done before. I wore a pair of size 6 jeans the other day, which I haven't worn in about a year." Again, skeptical. Skeptical of the mindfulness stuff, skeptical of the investment. But when she jumped in with both feet, and she did incredibly well. My client, Nicole, this is like my girl. I love her. She says, "Something clicked in me. This morning I looked in the mirror and felt okay. For over a year, I've been cycling between being on point and just not caring, and I've been just ridden with guilt. This morning I looked in the mirror and just felt okay with things. Okay that my nutrition hasn't been perfect, and okay with not exercising as much. I looked in the mirror and didn't care that I can't see my ribs and I don't look like I did after that crazy diet I was on. I look good for me, and no one loves me less for not having a six-pack. I finally feel at peace with the way my body looks and what I do with it. So thank you for the patience and the grace and the encouragement to just go with the flow." I mean, this is incredible. And if you're in the throes of dieting, I know that this seems like a pipe dream. This seems so unrealistic. This seems like, well, it works for them, but not for me. but it works for my clients because we work the system together. So what was their big secret? What did Lisa do, and Erin do, and Nicole do? They all committed to this stuff. No more dieting. They quit dieting. They tapped into intuitive awareness, and they made the investment in themselves. And this is what we did. This is my program, Fresh, Fit, and Fearless. It's my 4 to 6 month one-on-one coaching program where I teach women how to quit dieting forever and teach them how to live a life they love in a body they love. And I have 7 spots open for the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to give you all the info on this program so that you can make the best choice for yourself if this is the way that you want to level up and invest in your health. So I know, again, a lot of words on this. I'm going to kind of skim through it. So where you are now versus where you can be 4 to 6 months from now. Right now, maybe your clothes don't fit. They're uncomfortable, they're kind of digging in. You're frustrated and overwhelmed because you keep trying Weight Watchers thinking you're going to get a different result, or you keep doing another round of the 21-day fix hoping that this time it's going to stick. And when it doesn't, we think there's something wrong. Maybe you think there's something wrong with you because the diet's not working. And that's not the truth. Maybe you feel obsessed with food. You think about it 24/7. It almost feels like you're addicted. You get stressed going to social situations, going on vacation, going out to dinner, even stressed when the weekend's coming because you're like, I'm so out of control over the weekends. You eat your feelings regularly. You always think, if I could just lose 10 to 20 pounds, I'd be good and everything will fall into place, but you just can't seem to get there for the long term. You feel like giving up because you can never maintain your results longer for a few weeks, and you think, again, there's something wrong with you because no one else struggles like you do. You just want to feel comfortable and happy and confident, and you're sick and tired of feeling like crap all the time. Again, this was me 5 years ago. This is like my story over here on the left. What Fresh, Fit, and Fearless does is it transforms all of that. So you'll be slipping into a smaller size, looking in the mirror without criticizing yourself. You'll have clarity and confidence, and you'll have the results that you want. And most of my people are really surprised at how simple it is. I hear all the time, why didn't I, figure this out on my own? How come I've been doing this all along? I can't believe it. You'll realize that you're in complete control of your choices. You'll ask yourself, do I want to eat or not? Why do I want to eat? Why don't I want to eat? You won't have that like magnetic pull to that bag of popcorn in the afternoon. You'll have all of my stuff in your back pocket, my treat yourself method, my stack method, all of these little things that I teach my clients to do to slow down and stay mindful without over inundating them with more information. You'll do all of this while toning, losing weight, losing inches, and feeling healthier than you have in ages. And that's a lot of the feedback that I get from my clients. I haven't felt this good about my body in a really long time, is what they tell me. You'll feel clear and empowered in your nutrition and fitness choices. And you'll just kind of be like sitting there watching things unfold for you because you took charge of your health, just what we were talking about. You have everything to gain because remember, this whole right column here, the 4 to 6 months from now, can result in all of this. Getting a promotion, dating, falling in love, getting a PR at your next race, being able to roll with the punches and not feeling like you have to start over every weekend. Fitting into your Christmas party dress like a queen, because you might not be thinking about the holidays yet, but as your coach, I'm future forecasting and I know how we want to feel going into and coming out of the holidays. So I have the plans in place for you to do that, to feel amazing throughout the season. No stressing about gaining weight over the holidays. And just overall, being a better mom, friend, sister, daughter, partner, but more importantly, just being better, showing up better for yourself. Because we freaking deserve that. And this was never more clear to me than when I started to work on the mindset stuff. Like, looking back now, I kind of look at like my life then as a separate time. And I look at that girl and it's just heartbreaking. Like, I cannot believe I did that to myself for so long, and for what? And by changing my mindset, I'm better to myself. And because I'm better to myself, I'm better to other people, and people are better to me. Again, it's that ripple effect. So how do we do it? So in Fresh Fit and Fearless, we do bi-weekly 45-minute coaching calls where we get on Zoom, which is what we're on right now. You can see me, I can see you, and we sit there and we have a back and forth about your goals, what worked well, what didn't work well, how to fix it. I do a lot of mindset worksheets and things like that with my clients on these calls, because if left to their own devices, they won't always do them. You get 24/7 text and email access to me so we can talk about this stuff in real time. There's nothing like having, the tech support is like the best part of the program, I think, because if you're going out to dinner with your girlfriends and you're like, I don't know what to order, you text me, we figure it out together. Or if you're like, you know, my husband just brought home Kentucky Fried Chicken and we have nothing in the fridge, what the heck am I supposed to do? He's such a jerk, blah, blah, blah. We talk through all of that. Or if you don't want to go to the gym, we talk through that. You also get customized nutrition, mindset, and exercise coaching. And this is what all of those other programs, Whole30, Weight Watchers, 21 Day Fix, this is what they don't do. They're taking you and putting you into their box. In Fresh Fit and Fearless, there's no box. We tailor this program to you 100%. And then, of course, you get tons of motivation, accountability, and support by not only me, but an entire community of women who have your back. And I'm going to get into that in just a second with your first bonus. So for women who join off of this webinar, because you signed up, because you're here live with me, you get access to Living Lean Lifestyle Club. There are over 20 women in this group, and it's just such a great place to be. Like, positive vibes talk about it. It's like, that's all the group is. Everyone's so encouraging. Everybody has like their goals. Everyone has different goals, but it's like we're all in it together. You also get access to the Living Lean Lifestyle Club portal, which has over 60 workouts in it, and all the challenges and ebooks that I've written for that group. We do a new challenge every month in there. So you get access to all of that stuff. You can get coaching within the group, and you can use the group as a sounding board. So a lot of times when we're in a weight loss program, we feel like, I don't know, like nobody else feels so out of control around popcorn like I do. If you post in the group, like, I can't stop eating popcorn, you will have like 5 women chiming in being like, oh my God, I used to feel the same way. Here's what I did. Or, girlfriend, me too. Like, let's text each other and work through it together. So you don't ever feel like you're in it alone, because not only do you have me, but you have over 20 women to support you as well. So I think that you guys are understanding that it's probably time for you to try something new, because we've tried all this before. So Weight Watchers, 21 Day Fix, Keto, Paleo, Weight Watchers, Whole30, South Beach, Weight Watchers, Atkins, 21 Day Fix, Weight Watchers. We repeat the same stuff over and over again. You've done all the free challenges and programs. Maybe you keep your goals tight to your chest. You don't really tell people about them. You don't really feel like you need the accountability. We all need accountability. Let me tell you this. I just had somebody sign up for Fresh Fit and Fearless last week, and she's like, this is so embarrassing, but I need accountability to get this done. And I was literally, as I'm reading the text, walking out of my personal trainer's gym. And I told you in the beginning, I've been a personal trainer for 10 years. I've been exercising for probably like 20 years. I need a personal trainer to get my butt to the gym. We all need accountability. It is nothing to be ashamed of. And changing the way you eat and move without investigating why it's been so hard for you to make lasting changes. That's what we do in Fresh Fit and Fearless. You get 100% customized programming. So your program will not look like anybody else's. Somebody asked me the other day, they're like, what template do you use for your program? One of my, someone who does business coaching with me. Like, I don't have a template. Like, this is totally customized. There's no template. Empowerment that comes along with investing in yourself and leveling up. Remember, are you the Michael Kors purse or are you Target? And I love Target. but give me a Michael Kors bag any day over that other stuff. Sharing your big goals with your coach, me, who can and will help you get to where you want to be. Accountability, 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 so important. And finally, doing the necessary mindset work it takes to bring your health and fitness to the next level. And again, trying something new that works and will make you feel the most sane you've ever felt with food in your body. If all Fresh Fit and Fearless did for you was get your mind right around food in your body, give you the confidence and empowerment you need to lose those 10 to 20 pounds and keep them off for good, help you never have to start over again on a Monday, get consistent and inspired, how would that change your life? If just one of these things happened for you, think about how your life would change. Think about that number one struggle we talked about in the beginning and how long you've been struggling with it for. How would it change your life to just have that gone? This is what my clients have to say. So every once in a while, I'll get a Facebook post or a text message from them. So on the left, my client hit the lowest weight she's been at since before she was pregnant, which is over 3 or 4 years ago now. The next one, so easy to get back on track, listening to hunger and fullness cues. I like this part. In the past, I've always had a snack at 3, but not necessarily because I was hungry, but because it was 3. Again, eating according to a clock. And then my other client said, I was working our convo out today during my run, and I feel like a weight has been lifted after talking through the fact that I'm in a good place, I'm not behind, I'm more motivated than ever to hit my goals. This is the power of accountability. This is the power of a customized program. So we're gonna wrap up in just a few minutes. I just wanna get down to this stuff. Fresh Fit and Fearless is valued at over $13,000 with all of the stuff I give you, all the coaching, all of the worksheets, all of the one-on-one time we spend together, but clearly I'm not even asking for like half of that. For 4 months, you can get in for $14.39. Now the 4-month program is for women who just need a little nudge in the right direction. They need some accountability to stay consistent, but they're not totally warped by dieting. And then the 6-month program, this is the big one. This is for women who have been in the throes of dieting for years or decades and have been on and off programs like Weight Watchers more times than they can count, and they need a true reset in terms of mindset, diet, and lifestyle. And of course, I have a payment plan for both of these, so $3.99 per month if you prefer the payment plan, but you do save like 10 to 15% if you pay upfront. And these are my girls' results from 4 to 6 months. Incredible stuff. The picture all the way on the right, the girl's like, I just like got more mindful most of the time and maybe started adding in more vegetables. And that's our transformation. It's amazing. It's amazing what we can do with a little bit of mindfulness. Goes a long way. This is how I want you to look at investing in coaching. You and your best friend alone, one-on-one time, having a glass of wine, chatting about life. Do you get more out of that? Or being around 30 other people at a big party where you're distracted, maybe you get a couple sentences in before somebody else comes in and swoops in, or maybe you're like, oh, this is just too much, and you decide to go home early. Because Fresh Fit and Fearless is like you and me together, one-on-one, working on your stuff. Lots of time and attention from me. I know exactly what's going on with you all the time. You'll feel seen, heard. We'll be connected, like we'll be best friends by the end of this program. I get very attached to my people. Last thing, because you are here, you've hung in there with me for a freaking hour and 20 minutes. Kind of sorry that it's so long, but also I just needed to give you all this info. I'm giving you a bonus that I've never given out before, which is bi-weekly virtual training sessions. So you and I will get on Zoom on the opposite weeks of your coaching call. So let's say your first coaching call is next week. The following week, we'll get on Zoom and I'll run you through a 30-minute workout. I'll be able to check your form, push you harder, coach you better. And because Fresh Fit and Fearless is 100% customized, we'll use whatever equipment you have at home. If you don't have any, we're gonna do a kick-ass body weight workout. Never underestimate the power of body weight. This is only open though to the first 3 people who book a call with me and sign up for coaching. I cannot be doing 7 a week. So it's only open to the first 3 people. So book your call with me right now. You can click that link, or an email was sent to your inbox a few minutes ago with the link to check out more details about Fresh Fit and Fearless and book your call. Because the way I see it is you have 2 choices. Number 1, do nothing, keep struggling with the same stuff for the next 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, feel insecure, hate the way your clothes fit, stressed out because of it, and living well below what you deserve. Or you can simply book a call with me. It's no obligation. You are not committing to anything, because this program is not for anyone or not for everyone. I will be asking you a lot of questions. I hope you'll be asking me a lot of questions. But book a call so that you can start living your best, healthiest life, the life that you really deserve and you've been waiting so long to live. So go ahead and book that call with me. And right now, I'm going to go into the chat box. Why do we crave Chinese food? Good question. You know, Diane, it might be because you just really like Chinese food, and sometimes I just crave pizza. I just really want it. It could be that. It could be a certain time of the month that you crave it. It could be like the mouth feel. It's like very fatty, and like the fat kind of coats our mouth. It could be any number of reasons, but we can talk about that more in the group if you want to dig into that a little bit more. So does anyone have questions? Diane, the jeans are baggy. That's amazing. I love it. Does anybody have questions? If you don't have questions now, you will have questions later. So I've been sending you emails today to remind you about this webinar and to give you the link to book your call. So email me, or you can send me a message on social media. You can, I guess that's the best 2 ways to get in touch with me, since not everybody has my phone number, which you will if you do Fresh Fit and Fearless. But let me know if you have questions, and book your call with me. Calendly.com/LBradley33. Let's just check it out. Let's just see if this program is good for you, and let's see if you're good for the program. If anything I said tonight resonated. All right, ladies, I will see you on Thursday, same time, same place, where I'm going to give you my 5-step Fueled Physique fat loss formula. Say that 5 times fast. Where we're going to go more into the nutrition, the exercise, and a little more mindset stuff to really prime you to get in the beginning stages of your transformation. So ladies, if there are no more questions, I am going to sign off. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to see who's still on here with me. Amy, Diane, Maria, Nicole, Shauna, ladies, thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you on Thursday. Have a great night. Get some good sleep. I'll talk to you soon.